So I'm 9 minutes into calling here. This one came from behind me to my right. I had to spin on him to get him, and he got really close to the collar. You can see the collar here. I've put a camo cover on it because it's in the middle of the open. I switched it to pup in distress now, and we're gonna sit here and see if anything else will come from my left. That's where I was expecting them to come from. As I stood up, there's another one coming from behind me here. We're gonna spin around and get him. It's a terrible position, but there's one coming from behind me here. Whoa, that was a freehand shot. I just whacked him on the run. Up on my elbows. So that last one was an absolute terrible shooting position. I just had to spin around completely backwards. He was just charging up the ice. And he ended up getting about 100 yards downwind of me here. And he started veering out. He could definitely get my wind right there. He started veering out towards the ice, and I had to take a freehand shot. I was up on my elbows and hit him on the run. So my parallax was a tiny bit off. You could see it just getting a bit blurry, but I didn't have time to adjust it. I just had to get on him and shoot and follow through. So double so far. It's a testament to good camouflage and concealment. I'm buried in here and you can't see me at all. Well, it's been about a half-hour calling here at this set. We shot a double so far. I know there's more coyotes up in the hills there. I can hear them, but they're not coming down. So I let it go silent here for a little bit. I've just been keeping a lookout here, not seeing anything else. So I'm actually on a walk-in hunt right now. There's so much snow right now, you can't drive anywhere. And for us in this area, we're not allowed to take a utility vehicle or a side-by-side or a snowmobile with a firearm in a case. It's absolutely ridiculous. So you've got to walk in. So I've walked in about 4 miles here right now, and I'm gonna walk another 2, and then I'm gonna call again, and I'm gonna walk more and call again. So it's a lot of work, but it gets it done. So just give you a lowdown on what went down here. So you can see my original hide position was right here. So I'll lay this rifle along where I had it. 90% of my shooting I do from a prone position. So the reason why I chose this as a vantage point, it's a little bit elevated. I've got some block right there on the left, and then some grass to burn through, I was expecting these coyotes to come out of this draw here and come out on the ice and downwind of the collar and check it out. But I was hoping that I'd be able to catch them coming through this grass here. I'd be able to burn through it or shoot through it and catch them right out in the open here. And actually both coyotes ended up coming from straight across, and one of them came from way downwind. So you can see the second one just out on the ice right here. The first one's obviously right by the collar there, but that's I'm not too keen on walking across the river right now. The ice isn't really that great. It might not be great in the middle, so that's why I'm calling on this side. I should, at the next spot, just call across the river and try to pull them right across, because 2 of them just came from here. So we're gonna go retrieve our sleigh, load these coyotes up, and get out to the next spot. Just getting up here to retrieve this one. You can see where it did a little running stop there. He bled out pretty good. Look at that. I'm shooting a Hornady match 55 grain 223. Just a little female, looks like. All right, nice dog though. Look at that. Such nice animals. This fur will be really good this time of year. This is just a little guy, but still just beautiful animals. Heading out to pick up the collar and this second coyote here. Such a beautiful spot too. Look at this. Just, I mean, you couldn't ask for a nicer place to hunt these guys. Just unbelievable habitat. There's so many of them here. It's actually it's disgusting. They're just all over the place here. Hey, just picking up the second one. He's about 10 steps away from the collar here. This one's a little bigger. What do we got here? Oh yeah, it's a male. He's eating corn, it looks like. That's a nice dog. Well, we are walking to the next set. Another 2 miles. Got to get at least 2 miles apart between sets. We'll see what comes on this next one. Easy walking right now. It's not too bad. Not a ton of snow out here. Lots in the inland, but not out on the ice here. Just having a quick water break here, and decided I'd go over the rifle setup I'm using. It's a Remington 700 in 223 with a heavy barrel HS precision stock, extended bolt knob, and on it for scope it's just a Vortex Diamondback Tactical, first focal plane MILRAD. Totally be using an AR, but the Canadian government, in its infinite wisdom, says that we're only allowed to keep them in our gun safes right now, as they're labeled a prohibited device. But it's a little crazy, you know. But even when they weren't a prohibited device, we still weren't allowed to hunt with them. But by far the best platform for hunting coyotes would be an AR. But hey, I'm still using this Remington 700 bolt rifle here. So I'm gonna ditch the sleigh here. It's actually making a ton of noise when I'm dragging it on the ice, and I just pushed one across the river. So I'm gonna ditch it right here, and I'm just gonna take everything out and just flip it. That way any birds or anything won't get at these coyotes. I want to keep them in good shape so I can skin them out and make something out of them. But I'm gonna ditch the sleigh here. I've got a couple rope drags that I've made. I've got them in my bag. I've got everything I need in this bag. So we're gonna head over to the next set here and see what happens. All right, this is I'm excited for this one. We're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully something's gonna come across the river here. The collar is just out over here on that little ice heave. This is a wicked vantage point. I can come onto the hills here behind me and hopefully across the river. I'm gonna have to shoot them fairly close though. I can't get too far out on that ice, so we'll see what happens. So I just saw one pop its head over the hill behind me here. So we're gonna sneak up to the top of this hill and see what we can see here. Let's go. he snuck in behind me. I climbed the top of this hill and I saw him trying to sneak out the back. I just called for a half hour. He's done. I just had a feeling one was sneaking in behind me. I virtually have no wind now, so it's just any direction here. But I was set up down here, and he came down this big hillside, stayed in the low ground. He must have got a look at me maybe, or just got wind of me, and he started coming back this way, and I came up behind me and stood on top of this hill here, and I saw him sneak out the base of that hill, and I took a shooting position here and shot him just down in that bottom there. But yeah, it's tough. There's no wind like this. I knew this spot would produce one, but I thought he would come from the other side of the river, but hey, that works. If I didn't go walking up that hill behind me and checking out the backside, I wouldn't have shot this guy. But just always be ready, always check the back, especially in these no-wind situations. I went up to the top of that good vantage point there and took a look, and he was just trying to sneak away. So it's a nice little dog. So this is literally within a minute of shooting him here, so gosh, nice coyote. We're gonna hook him up on the drag and drag him back to the others and hopefully get another set in on the way back. So I'm just pulling the drag out of my bag here. I told you we got everything in here. So all it is just really just a piece of rope and just a circle ring here, and we're just gonna hook it around his jowls, and super easy to make and saves you a ton of work dragging these things out. You just put it around the canines like that, pull it tight, and start dragging them. Just a little handle on the one end, and just drag them like that. Super easy to make. You can keep tons of them on you, keep 4 or 5 of them on you, and throw them in your bag, and they weigh nothing, so super easy to take with you and make your hunt a lot easier. Just gonna load up our third coyote here, back at the sleigh. I'll just undo this. Number 3. All right, we are gonna go back down here. The wind has completely died. Gonna do 1 or 2 sets on the way back. Hopefully pull something across the river or down out of the hills, we'll see. But time to head back. It's 6 miles back at least, so let's go. All right, this is gonna be the next stand here. There's a huge coulee right there. I'm gonna set up on this side hill here. Look at across the river here. There's all kinds of veins and coulees that I expect something's gonna come from. So this is a good spot. This coyote's got to get closer here. Onto the river. He's coming down the hill now. I can't shoot him across the river like that. Can't cross the river right now to retrieve anything, so just got to make its way across here. Slowly making its way in here. Slipping on the ice. that one to come across the river. Holy, I've been sitting here for an hour. Well, finally convinced that, one of the pair there to get across the river here. Man, I sat there for an hour just waiting on him. But came in, I had to switch my shooting position. He came in from downriver, so I had to move myself around, change my position. I set up on a rock and got on him right away and shot. Here it is. That's a nice fur on that one. Look at that. That's beautiful fur on this dog. It's a nice coyote. Check that one out. Well, I packed everything back up and I did 2 more sets. Didn't end up getting any coyotes to come in, but man, it's just beautiful out here right now. The wind completely died. The sun's setting. I've got about 4 miles left to get back, and it's not bad, just taking it easy. And hey, it's a good workout anyways. We'll have to do this again sometime. This was a ton of fun, and can't wait to see you guys again.